You remember our old pottery classes, right? Today, when Hannah mentioned the pottery wheel at the art supply store, it literally transported me back to those messy clay-strewn classes we used to have. You know the ones where Yuna tried to make that hilariously misshapen teapot and Ming used to capture all the fun? Yeah, those were the days. You know what? We're even thinking of doing a mini pottery throwdown, just like old times. I can't even begin to imagine how that will turn out. And speaking of new and exciting ventures, here's some news from me. I finally ventured into an exciting project I've been thinking about for a while now. I launched my own mixology-themed podcast, and it's called Mix It Up with Evelyn. So now I'll be spreading some of that cocktail love beyond the confines of the bar. Guess we're all finding ways to enjoy and share our passions, right? The best part? The podcast is all about discussing the art of mixology. That's right, everything from sharing brilliant new cocktail recipes to deep diving into some tipple trivia and history. And guess what our gang's reaction was when I spilled the beans in our group? Hannah and Yuna are already super excited to tune in. And Ming? Well, Ming being Ming wants a shout out in my podcast. Of course, I agreed. You know, all these little ventures we undertake, they bring us closer, don't they? Although we've been having these little reunions virtually, I can't help but feel really grateful for this crew. So, to add to the excitement, I also got invited to do an Instagram live tutorial, and it's a collaboration with this famous mixologist from Japan, Kenji. Yep, your girl here's making waves. Anyway, enough of my babbling now. I think I'll need to get back to the bar and prepare for the live session. But hey, do let me know what you think about all this. And if you've any fun ideas for the podcast, feel free to share. Well then. You know, our new potluck tradition has been an absolute blast, with each of us bringing something unique to the table, literally and figuratively, haha. The first gathering at my apartment was fun. You should have seen Jiho's and Sophie's faces when they tasted the drinks. We decided to make it a tour around the world through cocktails with a twist of Korean, French, and Italian cuisine, a unique blend of the exotic and familiar. Speaking of international flavors, I think you'd be quite happy to hear about the indie band Blue Daisies that Hannah shared with us. Their music is soothing, like flipping through a calming cocktail recipe book. Now, I've a new soundtrack for my cocktail experiments, and even the more spicy clashes seem mellower. You see, it's not just about the drinks that we mix, but also the memories we create together. And our potluck tradition, it's just an extension of that sentiment. Our friend Ming was unfortunately missing this time, but assured to join us for our next potluck this weekend. Honestly, I can't tell you how much hosting this potluck event brought me joy. I realized that making cocktails is not just my job, it's my expression, my unique way of bringing people together. One sec. Can you hear that? It's the clinking sound of glasses at the bar. Sounds like I'm being called back. Before I go, I do have one more thing to ask of you. Would you mind if I shared our past pottery class stories with the group during the next potluck? I think it'd be fun reminiscing the good old times. Anyway. So remember how we used to bemoan my lack of sewing skills? Well, today I went out on a limb and attended this local embroidery workshop. To my surprise, it was actually a lot of fun, and an interesting way to tie in my love for craftsmanship into my bar decor. Yep, you heard that right. I've gone ahead and incorporated the delicacy of embroidery into my bar by creating hand-embroidered personalized cocktail napkins. Kind of like a unique little signature for the place, you know. The process was a learning curve, not as effortless as it might look. Unlike pottery, where your palms do all the talking, embroidery demands precision and a whole lot of patience. But of course I enjoyed it, even the tiny pricks and jabs from the needles. And you know what? I clicked pictures of the whole process. Yeah, documented every single stitch, shared them with Yuna and the others, who, by the way, are eagerly awaiting an Embroidery 101 from me. Between you and me, though, I'd probably poke someone's eye out if I tried to teach them. And here's the kicker. Hannah got so excited with my experiments, she suggested we combine embroidery at our next potluck party. Who knows, we might witness agile dance napkin embroidery next. Imagine the chaos. By the way, speaking of non-conventional fusion events, I think you'd love what Ming came up with. After Yuna mentioned her intense dance routine today, Ming, with his typical wit, turned it into a challenge, comparing it with fixing a software bug. Can you believe that? And I honestly think Ming would make quite an entertaining DJ. What do you think? He might even break into a spontaneous robot dance in between tracks. I'm also looking forward to Hana bringing in her art supplies again. I swear one day we'll end up turning the potluck into a mess of food, art, and agile dance moves. But hey, wouldn't that be fun? Plus, you've got to admit, it does make for a memorable potluck. Oh, listen to this. Amidst the fun exchanges, my idea of embroidered napkins seems to have sparked an interest in the gang. In fact, Yuna is all excited about bringing in some new dance moves and drinks to our next meet. Not sure where the napkins fit into that equation, but one can never predict what happens when our gang gets together. To think that a day that began with me learning embroidery would end with a plan for yet another lively potluck rendezvous. Life, my friend, never ceases to surprise. I can't wait to see you and the gang again. My bar seems to miss all the laughter and antics. All right, this buzzing around me tells me it's showtime and I gotta get back behind the bar. Let's catch up later. Promise me you'll save all your stories till then. Until then, take care, okay?